Power outages left millions of Americans in the dark. Home prices hit record highs. And while most people complained, Elon Musk quietly built something that could end both problems. A $7,999 home that powers itself, pays no property tax, and sets up in 4 hours. Sounds impossible? It's not. It's already happening inside Tesla's factories. Power outages, rising rent, and a housing market that's pricing people out of the American dream. It all came to a breaking point in 2021. That year, nearly 4.5 million homes in Texas went dark during record-breaking storms. Families sat freezing while electricity companies blamed everything from the weather to outdated grids. But beneath all the chaos, something else became clear. Our entire housing system was built on fragile foundations. By 2024, the median U.S. home price passed $420,000, and even basic rentals demanded half of people's income. 44 million Americans found themselves paying more for shelter than ever before, with no real ownership, no stability, and no relief. For many, homeownership stopped being a dream and became a fantasy. But while most people saw a crisis, Elon Musk saw a formula. He understood that the same problems breaking the power grid were also breaking the housing market: inefficiency, outdated systems, and reliance on slow human labor. To Musk, the solution wasn't to fix the system, it was to rebuild it entirely, the Tesla way. He took one look at the numbers, construction costs, supply chains, labor delays, and realized they looked almost identical to the early car industry before Tesla disrupted it. And that's when he asked a simple question. What if a home could be built like a Tesla car, fast, efficient, and powered by itself? That question started an experiment deep inside Tesla's gigafactories. One that would merge robotics, renewable energy, and mass production into a single, radical idea. A fully automated home that could print itself in hours and live anywhere. Without the grid. And that's exactly where this story begins, not on a construction site, but on a factory floor. Without the grid. Inside Tesla's gigafactories, the hum of machines never stops. But this time, they aren't assembling car batteries or electric motors, they're printing walls. Tesla engineers reprogrammed the same robotic arms that once built Model 3s to do something completely different. Build homes from the ground up. Each wall, roof, and floor panel is 3D, printed with ultralight composite materials, the same kind used in aerospace. It's stronger than concrete, lighter than wood, and ready in hours instead of weeks. Every module takes less than 2 hours to print, and the process eliminates nearly 40% of the waste that traditional builders throw away. Imagine a house taking shape like a smartphone rolling off an assembly line. Every piece identical, precise, and perfected by automation. No nail guns. No delays. No human error. Just machines repeating perfection thousands of times over. That's the secret behind Tesla's design philosophy. Replace inefficiency with precision. Every time a robot repeats a task, the cost of that task drops. And when you multiply that across hundreds of homes per day, the results become staggering. It's not about cutting corners, it's about cutting time. A process that used to take a crew of 10 people 3 weeks can now be done by a fleet of robots in a single afternoon. Tesla didn't just redesign the home, it reinvented how a home is made. And with every unit rolling off the line, the dream of affordable, self-powered living moves from concept to reality. When Tesla finally unveiled the cost of its new home, people didn't believe it. $7,999. Not per month. Not as a down payment. That's the entire price of the house. It sounded like science fiction until Tesla released the numbers, line by line, showing exactly how they did it. The secret wasn't cheap materials or hidden fees. It was pure factory math, the same principle that once made the Model 3 the most affordable electric car in the world. Inside Tesla's automated housing division, nearly 90% of construction is handled by machines. That drops labor costs from roughly $2,000 per unit to just $500. No contractors, no long job sites, no human slowdown. The walls, floors, and roofs are printed and assembled with robotic accuracy, the kind that never calls in sick and never needs lunch breaks. Next comes the overhead, the hidden monster that destroys most construction budgets. Traditional builders spend thousands per home on equipment, logistics, and supervision. Tesla cuts that to about $1,000 by spreading factory costs, power, maintenance, staff, across hundreds of units built each day. In other words, the same machines printing your home are also paying off their own price tag through scale. Then comes the materials, around $1,500 for Tesla's high-strength composite panels, windows, doors, and insulation. Lightweight, durable, and thermally efficient, engineered, not improvised. Even the plumbing and wiring come pre-installed in the walls, with quick connect valves that snap together on-site in minutes. That system costs another $1,500, about half the industry average for similar upgrades. Add $500 for shipping. The flat pack fits neatly into standard shipping containers, and $500 for setup, which takes less than half a day with 2 people and a power drill. No cranes. No heavy equipment. Just precision fit assembly, like IKEA at factory scale. And then there's Tesla's profit margin, roughly 20%, or $1,499 per unit. Not greed. Strategy. Because Tesla knows the entry-level model is the magnet. Once it floods the market, the upgrades, larger batteries, climate control, custom solar add-ons, drive long-term profit. Add it all up. $1,500 materials, $500 labor, $1,000 overhead, $1,500 systems, $500 shipping, $500 setup, $1,499 profit. Total, $7,999. Every dollar accounted for. Every step automated. And the result isn't a flimsy cabin. It's an engineered ecosystem built with the same standards as Tesla's vehicles. Now compare that to the average home price. Over $420,000 nationwide, and nearly $800,000 in New York. It's not even close. This isn't about affordability anymore. It's about disruption. When people first heard Tesla homes could dodge property taxes, they thought it was just another internet rumor. But it wasn't. Elon Musk had quietly found a legal loophole that flipped the entire real estate system upside down. Here's how it works. In most states, property tax only applies to permanent real estate, anything fixed to the ground. But Tesla's $7,999 home isn't nailed down. It's classified as a movable modular dwelling, similar to a high-end RV or prefabricated unit. That single detail changes everything. Because it's technically movable, it doesn't qualify as taxable property. No yearly tax bills. No local assessment fees. No city valuation hikes. Just one flat cost, and you're done. Think about what that means. In some U.S. states, homeowners pay $6,000 to $10,000 every single year in property tax. That's more than the entire cost of a Tesla home. So, while traditional homeowners keep sending checks to the county, Tesla owners just plug in and live, tax-free. And Musk didn't stop there. He tied the entire project into Tesla Energy, meaning each home comes with an optional solar roof and Powerwall bundle, turning every homeowner into their own utility provider. No grid dependence. No gas bills. No landlord or tax collector standing in the way. It's the definition of energy and financial independence, wrapped in a 400-square-foot box. For the first time, a home wasn't a debt trap, it was a liberation device. Of course, this move sent shockwaves through real estate circles. Developers, banks, and even city councils started asking questions. If millions of people suddenly shift to mobile, off-grid homes, what happens to tax revenue? What happens to mortgage lenders? But Tesla didn't blink. They saw what everyone else missed. This wasn't just a house. It was a rebellion disguised as innovation. City officials tried to slow it down. Real estate lobbies called it too disruptive. But by the time the paperwork reached the courts, Tesla homes were already shipping by the thousands. Videos flooded social media, people unboxing their new homes, unfolding walls, connecting power in minutes, and smiling as their electric meter spun backward. It wasn't a fantasy anymore. It was happening. Elon Musk once said, "The best way to predict the future is to build it." And that's exactly what he did. While politicians debated housing crises and energy reform, Tesla quietly built an entire ecosystem that solved both. The Tesla home doesn't just challenge the way we live, it challenges why we live the way we do. Why pay half your life to the bank for a house built in 1950 when you can own a smarter, cleaner, self-powered home tomorrow? Why depend on the grid when your roof creates its own energy? Why accept limits when technology has already broken them? The truth is, this isn't about real estate anymore. It's about freedom, the kind that doesn't ask permission. And as these homes begin appearing everywhere, from deserts to disaster zones, from startup towns to suburbs, people are starting to realize something huge. Tesla isn't just selling a house. It's selling a new way of life. But the wildest part? This is just the beginning. Because insiders say Tesla's next project will take this idea even further. A full-scale, self-sustaining microcity, powered entirely by solar and AI-managed energy grids. A future where homes, cars, and even communities are connected by a single operating system.